The Northern Ireland dispute between Great Britain and the European Union continues to escalate. London is now rejecting EU proposals for Brexit rules and is preparing its own population for empty shelves. The UK has brusquely rejected EU plans to change the Brexit special rules for Northern Ireland. Well, no real change, but changes for the implementation. The current EU proposals do not adequately address the real problems affecting Northern Ireland and would set us back in some cases, Foreign Minister Liz Truss said on Wednesday night, according to British media. Her ministry warned trade relations could deteriorate and essential goods could disappear from shelves in Northern Ireland. Prime Minister Boris Johnson had previously called the situation very difficult. London is openly threatening to break the so-called Northern Ireland Protocol from the Brexit agreement with the EU, which Johnson himself signed, by the way. But the DUP is in the background, so... The protocol is intended to avoid checks at the border with EU member Ireland and prevent new conflicts between supporters and opponents of unification of the two parts of Ireland. Goods must now be checked when they are brought from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. Union supporters fear it will alienate London. And Truss claimed the EU proposals would result in more checks, bureaucracy and obstacles, which is complete BS, by the way. We have always preferred a negotiated solution but will not shy away from taking action to stabilize the situation in Northern Ireland if no solution can be found, she said. Well, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and EU Commission Vice President Maroš Šefčovič had warned Great Britain against taking unilateral steps. If London breaks the protocol, there is also a risk that the Brexit agreement will fail. The result would be a trade war. The row over the protocol is also jeopardizing the formation of a new regional government in Northern Ireland after last week's general election and the victory of Sinn Féin. On Tuesday evening, Truss fired another broadside towards Brussels. The EU's current proposals do not address the real problems in Northern Ireland and in some cases even represent a step backwards, she said. Well, has she talked to the people? Šefčovič has. The checks at the border between Northern Ireland and Great Britain have led to rising prices and a serious disruption to trade, she says. It's not true, but she says. At the same time, people in Northern Ireland are subject to different laws and tax regulations than their British compatriots, which is why there's no longer a government in Belfast and a peace in Northern Ireland is threatened. Well, they got the best of both worlds. If an amicable solution to the problem is not found, according to Truss, the British government will not shy away from measures to stabilize the situation in Northern Ireland, she said. It's not stabilizing if you do what the DUP wants, who don't accept democratics. According to a newspaper report, she had draft legislation drawn up that would override the rules of the Northern Ireland Protocol and undermine the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice. This has not yet been confirmed or denied, but sounds very probable. Allegedly, however, a delegation made its way to Washington to familiarize the government there with the plans. President Joe Biden had repeatedly warned Johnson not to torpedo the Brexit treaty, which led the government in London to fear that the free trade agreement with America would be lost, which is quite true. According to newspaper reports, the draft law, which is questionable under international law, is to be introduced to Parliament next Tuesday. Whether it really comes to that, however, should not only depend on the talks with Šefčovič, but also on internal party calculations. They are talking after I'm filming this, by the way. At least two influential ministers in the cabinet, the Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak and Special Secretary Michael Gove, are to take a stand against Truss' initiative. In the Tory parliamentary group, the first MPs have already publicly expressed their outrage and announced a rebellion. Former Prime Minister Theresa May said Johnson needed to consider what such a push would say about the UK and its willingness to honour treaties. Even if the Foreign Minister were to prevail in the Cabinet and in the House of Commons, with Johnson's support, the fate of the law would remain open. It would be crushed in the House of Lords at the latest, a Tory predicted. And seriously, everybody knows that Boris Johnson is only doing this and letting Truss do this for domestic reasons. But we'll see how far they play that game. but it's a dangerous game. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.